of Cards podcast, the show where we break down the art of creative real estate investing. Join us as we dive into the world of real estate with insider tips and tricks for making your investments go further. From buying with no money down to flipping properties for profit, we've got you covered. Plus, stay tuned for expert guest speakers who will share their knowledge and experience in this ever-changing market. So grab a seat and get ready to learn the secrets to success in real estate investing. And now, from Alaska to New York, your hosts, Chris James and Jesse Stanton.
Yo, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Dude, in a couple weeks, it's going to be from Las Vegas to Las Vegas.
That is true. I'm super excited about that. And more so, 22 days left. Well, who's counting?
Is that it? 22 days?
I believe it's 22 days. When I check,
dude, every time I get on this damn camera, I'm looking at I started tanning. I think I told you. I started tanning. I did 3 days this last week. I'm up to 6 minutes in the stand-up bed. Never done that before. Really weird. And I'm like, I get out today and I'm feeling kind of confident. And then I get on camera and I'm like, man, I look like a freaking ghost. So we're gonna have to burn next week, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty neat. I'm actually super excited about it, man. We should fly in tomorrow. Fly in tomorrow. Just be down, bro. No, it's gonna be pretty neat, and we're super excited to have everyone there that's going to be there. Just more so, it's one thing to do everything virtually, so to speak, but actually being in person is a whole nother level. More intimate setting, more of just understanding exactly who you are as a person, not just because a lot of things. Let's be honest. Since COVID 2019, Zoom became the number one communications platform, which is great, but COVID is over, guys. Let's get in person. Let's do shit together. That's it.
Damn. Dude, I couldn't agree more, dude. I feel like I feel like I haven't seen another human being in like years. It's what it feels like to me, dude. I've left the state of Alaska, I think 3 times in the last 6 years. So I'm kind of overdue, man. I'm really excited though. This is gonna be a lot of fun, and I know we've got more in-person events planned for us the rest of this year, and bringing our team on some things as well. So I'm pretty excited, man. This is going to be a great year.
Absolutely. It's going to be a phenomenal year. This is going to be great. Sonia, good to see you. Alan, can't wait to see you guys in Vegas. It's going to be pretty neat to see you guys in person. It's going to be amazing. Today's going to be a little bit, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. No.
I'm excited. I was contemplating not. Let me choose my words carefully here, Chris, for you and for everybody else, because there's about to be. I don't know what the word is for this. I'm gonna say notice I said I'm picking my words wisely here. Okay. I've been fantasizing about this.
Uh-oh.
Now everybody's tuning in. Everybody's like, let me get closer to the TV. Maybe let me make sure I can hear this right. As you guys know, Chris and mine's 2-year anniversary is coming up in like 13 days. So we get to celebrate that in Vegas. And I was like, man, you know what would be funny? Just because I think it would be funny. Go get a marriage certificate. Let's go get married in Vegas. Obviously, like you don't turn it in or anything. Like it's just a thing, man. I'm like, man, we celebrated our 2-year partnership in Vegas with Elvis. It was awesome.
Oh my!
We'll have time for that though, man. I'll have to make copies of that and just spack it up. Be like, yep, there's our license. How many people would love to go see that? Sean, are you gonna come? Are you gonna come see this?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Watch Elvis celebrate our 2-year partnership. It'll be fun. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm excited though, dude. I'm really excited. And what I wanted to talk about today with everybody was preparing for Vegas. You know, one of my favorite, I think this was, man, I want to say this was from Tony Robbins. It was either him or it was Jim Rohn, I think. One of those two individuals. But they one of those guys, they said, you will never be better or you will never achieve more than your highest and best thought. Chris, let me ask you, man, as someone who's going to Vegas, not only as a key speaker, but as somebody who's also attending the event, what goes through your head? Like, what are some of the things that you think about when you hear that you will never be bigger, you will never achieve more than your highest and best thought as you prepare for Vegas? What goes through your mind?
I think that's a phenomenal question, man. There's a lot that goes through my mind. Self-doubt. Can you actually do it? Hey, Chris, look in the mirror. You're better than what you're doing right now. Do I think I can't do this, or can I not? It's just a lot of different things. I think that's a phenomenal question. I think that's the best question someone asked me all year. It comes to more so self-doubt and limited belief, in my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And how far are you looking to potentially grow? Is there a level of potential where we don't see because of our mind or who we were surrounded by?
Yes.
So when someone asks me that, someone asks me like yourself, like you as a mindset coach, you as a business partner, a lot of thoughts go through my head because it comes to also accountability. Are the people you're around that's in your business, or just again, I'm not trying to knock on people. I say this a lot about family members and friends and stuff, but you got to get around the right people. And I think more so it comes back to accountability. Are you leveling up yourself and others around you? And going to Vegas, the sky is the limit. Not just Vegas, but there's a lot of opportunity in Vegas, but more so there's a lot of opportunities in networking you should be doing. And me personally putting myself in uncomfortable positions on a daily basis, I don't think about that stuff because the new norm is actually becoming uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I think that's a phenomenal question, and more so that specific question, man. I don't think there's a perfect answer for it because everyone has their different reason of what their why may look like.
Mm-hmm.
Their potential may be $15,000 a month. Their potential may be just paying off another bill.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, I know yourself, the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. You're going to do wonderful things. We're going to do
both of us will. And that's why I love another reason why we need to get this solidified with Elvis. But
but when it comes to more so just that specific question, I think the key things, just to sum it up, in my opinion, because the accountability, uncomfortability, and limited belief. If you see exactly how you can put all those together and understand those are just either obstacles, those are just either something that's in your mind that's telling you can't be something that you are capable of being.
Yeah.
And that's coming from people that you're surrounded by, family members, friends, co-workers. There's a lot of us that were, you still or still working W-2s. The individuals say, oh, no, don't go do this because of it's a risk, so to speak.
Yeah.
But why not? Why not?
And it's hard, man, when you get that feedback and you have people telling you things like that, like, hey, be wary of this. Are you sure you should be doing this? Is this a good idea?
Absolutely.
Is this a waste of money? And then what kind of thoughts does that implant in people's heads, especially if they're prepping for, to go to a mastermind like this?
Yeah.
Now you have all these people that are coming in and approaching it with no agenda, with no thought, with no sense of urgency or intention. And they get to these events, and not only the conversations they're having, but the problems that they're looking to solve are very, very low. They're $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And there's this really great exercise for those of you guys that are maybe sitting in a room or something right now. I want you guys to, I'm going to do this with me real quick. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to prep for this. So I sit in a comfortable position real quick. And I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. And in 5 seconds, I want you guys to look around the room, and I want you to count all the items that are blue. Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stop counting. Sean, I see you. I said stop counting. Okay, now how many items, put it in the chat. How many items did you guys count that were blue? Just depending on where you're at, maybe you're in the car. Maybe you might see a blue sky, maybe a blue bird feeder, maybe a blue bike. If you're in your office, you might have a blue pen or a blue notepad. Now, how many items were around you or in the room that were red? Now, it's easy after I said that to go back and start looking and start counting. But if I had the blindfolders on you, if I had you shut your eyes, and then I asked you how many were red, and without looking, you'd probably say, Jesse, I don't know. That's a great question. I might know 1 or 2 items off the cuff just because I know what is in my room. But for the most part, you're going to say, Jesse, I don't know, because I wasn't looking for it. Now, that doesn't mean that those things weren't in front of you. It doesn't mean that those things weren't there. All it means is that was the field of vision. That was where your intention was. And those things are the equivalent of opportunities that are all around you. You guys literally have $20,000, $50,000, 6 and 7 figure opportunities that are literally just staring you in the face, that are literally just right in front of you. But because you're not looking for them, because you're looking for the red items, you're missing, or you're looking for the blue items, you're missing all the red items. They're literally right in front of you. And those red items that are right in front of you guys, those could be the equivalent of one more relationship, one more connection, one piece of information that you're needing. As a coach, Chris and I have both had people that we have coached before. And with a lot of the information that we have, it's foreign for a lot of people. Rightfully so, because most of us grew up to think about success and risk and failure and money and debt a completely different way. So when you're learning new information, there's going to be things. There have been so many times that Chris and I have passed new information on to somebody, but it was there was a lot, and it was such a foreign concept that they grabbed whatever pieces they could. And those pieces that they grab are based on where their thinking is, where their intention is. When they go into that conversation, are they operating from the highest and best thought? If not, then they're not looking for the opportunities that they can grow into. They're settling and they're grabbing information based on where they are right now and in the present. So I'm relaying all of this. There's been a lot of times where Chris and I have done coaching before, and then we encourage our students to go back and watch the recordings after a week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 8 weeks or months. And in that same exact recording, there's such a wealth of information in there that now, them having grown over the course of those weeks and months, they go back with different intentions, thinking bigger and looking for those red items. They go back and it's like, holy cow, I heard you say this, but I didn't retain it. Like, I didn't understand it to the level that I could have because I wasn't looking for that opportunity. So as we're prepping for Vegas, guys, now is the time to get intentional. Now is the time to start thinking big. You know, Chris, you mentioned like, you know, not thinking that we are deserving or good enough, or I think, you know, obviously all of us have those thoughts. And I think, in my opinion, based on what I've seen from other people that are mentors and coaches of mine as well, is it doesn't matter what level you get to that, like those are always going to be thoughts every time you continue, you know, growing and leveling up. And as we're prepping for Vegas, what would you say to these individuals? What kind of advice would you give to make sure that they are entering, like from the moment that they fly in to the first conversation that they have with somebody in Vegas, to the first second that they enter the event center? What advice would you have for these individuals to make sure that they are, when they enter a conversation or a room, that they're looking for those red items? Is there
So I would say more so. Oops, sorry about that, man.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying, is there anything they can do to prep?
Yeah, if it was me in their shoes, or even still what I do now, be very intentional. Figure out exactly what the bottlenecks is within your business, and see who exactly do you need to be communicating with during this event. They try to not plug and play, but more so add value to their business at the same time, bring them into yours to see how you guys accomplish the same thing. You're not going to be able to align with everyone, but at the same time, being intentional, writing down, not just thinking it, but writing it down specifically what you're looking to accomplish within your business, it'll make things a lot more simple. I'm not going to say easy, but it's going to make it a lot more simple, where you will attract the right individuals because you're having the right conversations. You don't want to go 3, 4, 5, 6 days having conversations with individuals where now you leave an event or you, so to speak, have a great time, but then you go back to, I'm gonna call it reality. Your business is still in the same position. So to sum it up, I would say more so write it down. See exactly what 3 to 4 different things can 10x your business. And guys, it could be 10 different things. It don't have to be 3 to 4 things. It could be one simple thing that you need. But be intentional. Write it down. A lot of people love to think it, say it, but just never actually accomplish it due to the fact of they don't have pen and paper.
Now, as you are the king of pen and parchment, why is that so important to write these things down?
Because you a couple of things there is you can always reflect on it and go back to something that's, and basically, as the paperwork terminology, it's in writing, it's in the document formation of where it's there. You can't get rid of it. You can always go back to it. Now, a lot of people like me, I'm old school. I like to write things literally pen and paper versus actually go to notes or something like a what do you use? Jesse? I forgot it. Like, is it Todoist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Todoist.
do it. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people like different things, and more so, it's set in stone when it's on pen and paper, and also in a form of a documentation, because you can look at it, reflect at it, and understand exactly. Okay, great. I should have did bullet points 1, 2, and 3 at this specific time, and I'm going to this event. Come back to look at it, like, okay, no, the bullet points 1, 2, and 3 is checked off, but what about 4 through 8? So there's a lot of different things you need to look at, and it's always great to have it in writing, because it also, not just the paperwork aspect, it triggers the mind. It really triggers the mind to really uh, capture what you're trying to accomplish within yourself and longevity wise. So I'll just start with that specifically. And guys, we're not asking you to come to just any event, whether it's Vegas or something else. Just more so, when you guys go anywhere, just be very, very intentional. And I know a lot of people. I'm actually telling everyone pen and paper, but I can literally show you my phone right now. When I was at the most recent event, I was in Orlando, and my notes. I literally got so much notes like in my phone, because I didn't have time to put pen and paper. I was walking and talking and walking and talking, and we're going back, looking like, okay, great. I talked to this individual. They have this, this, and this. We connected. We got a meeting scheduled next week. Like little things like that. I think, in my humble opinion, is it could be scaled in the right direction, especially for your business. Because a lot of people, and I believe Jesse actually mentioned this before, and it's the actual truth of reality, because a lot of people go to events that's huge and they collect 1,000 numbers. don't remember nothing about the conversation. I can't even put even a face with a name. You just got a number in your phone. Your business is still the same. So you just got to be go with intentionality, and just really start before you even go. Maybe you're got a layover. Write down on your notes or pen and paper exactly what you're looking to get out of the event, and how not just the event, but the people that's going to be there can help you. I know that was a long-winded answer.
No, that was a great answer, dude. That was a great answer, man. I as you were talking about all those things, I thought about the event, the mastermind that you and I met at. And I thought about how unintentional I was.
Same here.
I look back at that now and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I literally did nothing. I did nothing with intention. I went there out of excitement, just because I felt like, I'm like, dude, like I get to leave Alaska. I get to be around other people. I get to, I have no intention. I'm just gonna go there, hang out, kiss some hands and shake some babies, and just kind of go through the motions, just because I don't know what to expect. And that was how I handled it. And thank goodness that I'm so glad that, if nothing else, like, you and I were able to connect there and form our board of advisors coming out of there.
Oh yeah.
Aside from me and you and the 2 other people that we formed the board of advisors with, Chris, do you know anybody else that did that?
No, not from my knowledge. Not from my knowledge.
I don't either. I don't remember anybody else that did that. And even the other individuals that used to be in our board of advisors, I don't know if there's still as much intentionality as there could be. I feel like you and I have done a very good job, and all this to say, guys, this is coming from experience. Like, this is to say that Chris and I both went to a mastermind. That was where we met, and we had zero intentions. We did zero planning. We had no inventory of jotting down and getting clarity, like Chris was saying, taking notes on the status of our business, taking notes on what we needed to get us moving forward. We had no clarity or took no action on even taking time to think. My gosh, that was a big thing that even my wife didn't understand at first. I mean, rightfully so, though, because I'm the one that's doing this, not her. But I designate like time in my day to just be alone, just so I can think. I literally do nothing else. Like I'll go out and I'll time block time in my day so I can go out and I can walk a few miles and just think about my intention, think about, do a time and energy audit, think about what's working, what's not working, what needs to be done. And that requires energy, dude. But taking the time to do that, I know for me, has opened up a lot of things I had never considered before. And I love the fact that when we all come together, like we all do this, and then when we all come together and share these ideas on how we're going to do this, or how we're going to grow our business, or how we're going to take all of our people to Hawaii, there's still going to be intention behind all of these things. And as somebody who's been to events before and did zero of this, did zero planning, zero intention, had zero clarity on what I needed or anything like that, I simply went there because it was like, hey, I'm excited. Like I felt like I was going to Disneyland. It's like, I've never been. I don't know what to expect. I'm just going to get on the ride and we'll see how it goes. So because I've made that mistake, guys, I want to make sure that you guys do not make that mistake. I see Devin Landers is in the house. What's up, Devin? D-Dog. D-Dizzle, man. Thanks for being here, bro. Thank you. Sonja had an amazing question. What's a board of advisors? Chris, what's a board of advisors? Such a killer question.
I believe it can go different directions. But no, more so the traditional board of advisors, guys, is a group of individuals who keeps each other accountable on a high level. Not just, hey, checking in, how's your day kind of thing. You're more so really keeping each other accountable to a high level. When I say a high level, you're saying on an example, like Sonja, if you and I were on each other's board of advisors, I would need to know exactly how you and your business is doing. Not just, oh, great, I need to this, my company, I need to probably pivot and do this. No, I need to know exactly how much money is your company making. Is it a profitable company? Is it more so a company where it's going to scale in the next couple years? Or we're just going backwards? So that's one example, right? On a high level. Board of advisors can also deal with more so personal as well. How are you doing as an individual? How can I help keep you accountable to make sure you don't do anything rational? Now, with being in the board of advisors, it's going to come with uncomfortable conversations. You have to be very uncomfortable to have those conversations. It may not feel right when you're having, that's why it's uncomfortable. It's not going to feel right when you're having those conversations. But Chris, you should be able to talk to this person, your board of advisors. Talk to them. It's going to be uncomfortable. But your personal life affects your business, right? And your board of advisors, you got to be around the right individuals. You can't just form a board of advisors like you're going to bake cakes at night or something like that. Like, you can't do that. You really got to grow your business. Jesse and I, probably collectively, I think we have about 4 to 5 different businesses, right? And we need to know exactly how they're doing. Is it performing about 20 to 25% better than last year? If not, how can we help that? How can we change that? How can we not let that happen again? Because if it does happen again, maybe we need to have an uncomfortable conversation of maybe you shouldn't be part of this board of advisors because you're letting this happen again. So I think that's a phenomenal question, Sonia. I know that was a longer answer that you wanted, but more so find individuals specifically that you're looking to hold you to a high standard. Like so high that you don't even see exactly what that even looks like.
And it's like a do or die. It's like, hey, like this isn't just an accountability where it's like, oh, you didn't get it done today. Like, hey, no worries. I get it. It's, hey, this you're either going to perform or you're out of this group.
Right.
So there's an accountability factor and there's an advisory factor. It's a group of individuals you can go to and say, hey, you know what? I had this idea, and these are kind of some of the things that I'm wanting to do. Or you come to them and say, hey, these are some of the conflicts that I'm having, either as a leader or in my business or whatever. And we collectively come in and you mastermind. Ooh. Someone just says, how do you choose your board of advisors members?
I thought that's a phenomenal question. That is a phenomenal question. It can be challenging because you don't really know what to look for, right? And it's almost trying to find individuals that align to what your goals are in life, I should say.
So would you advise that somebody looking to form a board of advisors, would you advise that they maybe get some clarity around what those individuals look like, what their goals are, what their character is, what their skill set is, maybe what their habits are?
All above.
And then going and finding those individuals who meet this outline that you've put together for the standard that you've created. And then the great thing about that is from there, it's just a volume game.
Yep.
Once you get clarity around those types of things. Now, thank goodness that one thing that really stood out to me about Chris and I, there was 4 of us that formed a board of advisors coming out of this mastermind that he and I attended. And for both of us, it was largely just mindset. Would you agree with that, Chris? Is there anything I understood or overstated there?
No, 100%.
So it was all mindset, and it was taking action. Like I said, I think there was myself, Chris, and 2 other individuals, and I think we were the only 4 that I saw, even to this day, to my knowledge, that ever even took action on that. And so we put together this board of advisors, but it was largely based on mindset. And what I say by mindset, when I say mindset, what I mean is, when you just talk to somebody, I guess that's where that saying, like, just going with your gut kind of comes in. Like, you get to see these individuals in action. You get to see how they think. You get to see what they're willing to do. You get to see what their accountability level is like. You get to see the standards they set for themselves and for the individuals around them. And so Chris and I, being able to be on each other's board of advisors for about 3 months, not missing meetings, being intentional, coming to the meeting prepared, coming to the meeting with an intent to serve, going above and beyond for the individuals in that group. At that point, we were like, man, you know what? There's something special going on here. And here's the real kicker, guys. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Chris and I are both visionaries. We don't have an integrator in our business, but I want you to think about how many people do you know that are like, hey, I'm looking for a business partner. I'm a visionary and I'm looking for an integrator. Or conversely, how many people do you know that are like, I'm an integrator. I really need a visionary. Now that's the filter I used to have on. And in previous partnerships, that's why I was in previous partnerships. And that could have been a huge contributor to why those partnerships actually didn't work out. Was because I didn't have this type of clarity, Sonja. When you think about how you choose your board of advisors, I would encourage everybody. This should definitely be a thing that you guys are looking to accomplish while you guys come to Vegas. You guys should come here with the intent of at least putting together a board of advisors. That should be one of many things that you're looking to accomplish here? Now, as you're putting together this board of advisors, like I was saying, get a list together of what are some of those traits, what are some of those characteristics, what are some of those skills, what are some of those habits that you're looking for in a group like this that you can grow from, that you can be intentional with, that you can get uncomfortable. That's probably one of the hardest parts about being a leader. Would you say, Chris, is being willing to navigate and have uncomfortable conversations?
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a lot of people, and this used to be me as well, where things would happen in my business and I just wouldn't say anything. It'd be aggravating, and I would complain about it, but I would never correct it. I'd be like, man, like this person's just driving me nuts. Like, how come this isn't happening? Or how come that, you know what I mean? And it was never, we brought in, somebody to do this or somebody to do that. And it's like, man, like it's infuriating because like they should just know. And it's like, no, they shouldn't know. If something's aggravating you, what have you done to communicate that? Do they even know? Well, no. Well, then how can you hold them to any kind of a standard then? So think about these types of things. All of these things, this is what a board of advisors should be helping you do, is to build these skills, to build this mindset, to think bigger, to have intention. Now, because the two previous partnerships that I was in before I got in bed with Chris, I was looking at those filters through, I'm a visionary, so I need to only partner with people who are integrators. So had I gone to the mastermind with that filter on, Chris and I would not be here today. So I would have been like, well, I can't be partners with Chris because Chris just isn't an integrator. But Chris is my brother. Chris's mindset is, I'm going to wake up every single day and I'm going to do anything and everything I can to make sure that not only Jesse and his family, but the individuals in our charge and their families are taken care of, that they have food on the table, that they have the support and the things that they need to be successful and to grow. And he knows that I'm waking up every single day with the exact same servitude. And because of that servant leadership, our business thrives.
Yeah.
It's simply, and it starts right here. We are willing to do anything and everything to make sure, to ensure, to guarantee that we win. And not only individually, but as partners. And like I said, it's not just limited to our business and the people in our charge. Everybody around us, all the individuals that are in here right now, and all the individuals that will be watching this in the future. Someone just says, being uncomfortable is a must if you want to grow anything, business, relationships, careers, etc. Could not agree more.
Yeah.
So the point of today's podcast, guys, is everybody going to Vegas. These are things that you need to consider. These are things that I want you guys to have on your radar. I don't want you guys coming to Vegas and thinking of it like Disneyland. Like, oh man, we're gonna have fun. That's just a given. You come to this event and we're gonna have fun. Chris may or may not, but definitely will be on some kind of stage. We're gonna have fun. We may or may not get married by Elvis. We'll see. But beyond just having fun, I want you guys to come in here with some clarity. I want you guys to give this some thought. I want you guys to do as Chris suggested. Get a pen and paper. Get some clarity on what it is that you want coming out of this. Set some goals. Set some 10x goals. Set some things that you're like, wow, I can't even comprehend this. Don't even know that this is possible. I don't see myself ever achieving this. This would take me 10 years to achieve. even if I could, it would take me 10 years to achieve. Those are the types of things I want you guys to consider. I want you guys to write those things down. In addition to that, I would love for you guys to come in here wanting to put together a board of advisors of your own. And in order to do that, you got to have clarity. Like someone just said right here, what was the skeleton of your board of advisors? I would do, Chris, maybe no more than 5 people, or do you think 5 is even too much?
Yeah, definitely no more than 5. 5, after 5, you're just having a group conversation.
Yeah. Would you say, I'd say 4 is like the sweet spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say 4 is the sweet spot. If you guys could get a group of 4 individuals, take some time and jot down, get some clarity on what's important to you. What are the skills? What are the habits? What are the goals? What is the mindset like of your ideal individual coming into your board of advisors? Once you get clarity on that, if you can have that already ready to go before you get off the plane in Vegas, by the time you interact with the very first person, maybe it's somebody you meet at the hotel, maybe it's somebody you even meet at the airport, maybe it's somebody even on your plane. By the time you even say hello, you are already looking for those red opportunities that are all around you. And that is how you prep. That is how you go from 0 to 6, 7, 8, and 9 figures. You have to first put it out there. That has to be on your radar. Take your $10,000 a month glasses off, put your $100,000 a month glasses on, and in a room full of blue items, be on the lookout for the red ones. Chris, anything else you'd like to add here, bro?
I think everything you said it's what you guys should definitely be absorbing. No offense about it, because a lot of people don't really understand exactly what you just said. Just be honest, right? Because they
Oh, you went mute.
What about now?
There you are.
Yeah, they hear what they want to hear until shit hits the fan. When shit hits the fan, and that's when people will really, okay, damn, what did Jesse say on that last podcast episode? What did Jesse say a couple weeks ago? And a lot of people need to understand, like, when you're a lot of people watch this on a YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you watch it from, and don't be intentional until it's time to actually go back and do it. Why not shave off a couple months, a couple years now, then try to figure out why you're still in the same situation or facing the same obstacle 3 years from now? Everything that Jesse's stating, he's just trying to shave off a couple months or a couple years or whatever that looks like for you to speed up what you're trying to accomplish in life. That's all. That is all.
What would you say to this right here, Chris? Because I would absolutely agree with this. Integrators need to partner with visionaries is being taught everywhere except Growth Co. and Revolt.
This, because so you're coming with a lot of amazing questions and statements today. So the only thing I can really say to that is the fact of everyone learns differently. Everyone teaches differently. Everyone has a different understanding of what they're. Let me rephrase this. Everyone wants to accomplish something in life, but they don't know which direction to go because they're trying to be pinpointed into a box or put into a box. Why? Why would you want to do that to yourself? Because your biggest opportunity may not be an integrator, partner with an integrator, and maybe partner with a visionary or vice versa. Maybe 2 integrators that need to probably find a visionary to help execute what they're trying to implement. And one thing about Jesse and I that I really like in our dynamic is we won't be put into a box. We're very open-minded. We really need to understand specific, not need to, but we will understand exactly all ends of things. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at the same time, we're going to keep an open mind because essentially, let's be honest. What if you didn't keep an open mind? How many opportunities would you miss? Sonia, that's an amazing statement. Amazing statement.
When you break it down, what an integrator's job is, like traditionally, like I think a lot of people just instantly defer to like computer stuff, system stuff, integration stuff, coding, all that kind of stuff.
Just that. I thought the same thing when I first.
I did too, bro. I did too. I think traditionally as well, and I think this is even in the book Rocket Fuel, if I'm not mistaken. I know it talks about these two relationships. So I'm just saying specifically, I think in the book Rocket Fuel, it even says like integrators will traditionally look over like the management of the people in the business. They take care of the hiring, the firing, like all that kind of stuff. In addition to, the structure and the systems and all that kind of stuff. Chris, whenever we've needed a website or a funnel built or some sort of integration stuff, and we haven't had an integrator because you and I don't know how to do those things, what happens then?
Who now?
Well, Jesse, you got to have a CRM with automations and all these other kind of things. When we had that, but we had no integrator, it's like, man, how do we solve that problem?
All about who now how.
So what did we end up doing? We didn't have an integrator, yet we have all those.
We brought on an operations manager.
Well, I'm talking about even before that.
Oh.
When we set up the website and the funnels and the CRMs and all that stuff.
You want to go way back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's specifically like an integrator's thing.
42. No. But yeah, no. So more so, we brought somebody into the business at the specific time to tackle that task, and or hired out.
Wait a minute. Two visionaries can be business partners, and when they need integration stuff, we can just go find somebody who knows how to do it.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
always make your life much simpler.
Easy money. But then when it comes to, then there's other things in there, like we were talking about, like in that book. It also, like I said, it outlines like the management of the team, the hiring, the firing, all that kind of stuff. Chris, who does all that? Is it just one person in our business, or is it me and you?
It all depends. It all depends, Jesse. Or is it both of us? But guys, what he's more so saying, you can have two visionaries. Bring the right people into your business, and understand, don't just bring anyone into your business. That's a key factor. Don't bring anyone into your business, because that's when things start to fall apart. Because the first one that said, hey, pick me, you think that's the right choice. You have to go through and understand exactly what their quality of work is, the quality of ethics of what they're doing, not just in front of the camera, but behind the scenes as well. There's a lot of different things. Like, you probably think, like, how can you even see what that looks like? Everyone knows this. Give them a trial process, whether that's 60 days, 90 days, whatever that looks like, or if it's something that's you need within the next 2 weeks, or it's something that's very small. Okay, just hire, and if you don't like their quality of work, don't hire them again to do it. That's it. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about that. And guys, not saying Jesse and I didn't make mistakes in the past, or we're not perfect, guys. I want you to truly understand, Jesse and I are not perfect. We made mistakes, we went through obstacles and all that good stuff. And our overall goal is to basically streamline the curve for you guys, so you guys don't have to go through what we went through. That's why more so we started these different businesses and different adventures, to ensure that you guys don't go through those obstacles. And Sonia, thanks for saying that. That's well reciprocated at the same time. So I just want to say that, because Sonia, you mean more than, I'm trying not to. Sonia's got a story, guys, and I'm not gonna mention it, but Sonia, I think about you from time to time, and I keep you in my prayers. And more so, I look at you as a strong individual, where a lot of people would have gave up. And this is a perfect example where you just never know what someone's going through. And I truly appreciate everything about you, Sonia. everything about you. And not just I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for Jesse as well. We definitely appreciate everything you have done, what you're going to do, and just who you are as a person. So thank you. Thank you. Any final thoughts, Mr. Stanton, on your side before we hit Vegas?
No, guys, just to wrap up, for everybody who's missed it, definitely go back and rewatch this. Chris and I hit on a bunch of stuff, but in short, a couple things I want you guys all to be cognizant of going in here is I'll repeat it. This was said at the very beginning when we started this. You will never do more, achieve more, be more than your highest and best thought. Let me repeat that again. You will never do more, be more, achieve more than your highest and best thought. It's so important that you guys take some time, that you designate time in your day to simply just think. Conserve energy to just think. Generate ideas. Find ways to collaborate. Find ways to serve. Find ways to build relationships. Find ways to fill your gratitude cup. Find ways to get intentional. One of those things being is everybody that's prepping to come to Las Vegas. This is going to be absolutely it's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be absolutely unparalleled. There's going to be so much intention. It's going to be sickening. I want everybody to shave 3 years off of your business in the 3 days here in Vegas. In order to do that, that's why we're having some of these conversations here today. I want you guys to get some mental clarity on what it is, on why you're going to Vegas. I want you to get clarity on what is your why. I want you to get clarity on what is the result that you're after from coming to Las Vegas. And I want you to write those things down. And I want you to think big. What is your highest and best thought? Where do you want to be in 10 years? And how can we accomplish that this year? How can we create that roadmap for you for this year when you're in Vegas? Now, there are other contributing factors that everyone's going to go through and things that you're going to experience hands-on from this event. But while we're in preparatory mode, I would also have you guys consider putting together a board of advisors and start building that skeleton, start building that outline on what your ideal board of advisors looks like. What is the vision for those individuals? What is the servant leadership of those individuals? What is the integrity of those individuals? What does their character look like? What are their skills? What are their habits? What are their hobbies? What's important to them? What are their goals? Why are they coming to Vegas? Where do they want to be in the next 90 days? Who do they associate with? Ask them, what is their biggest and best thought? Take some time over the next, Chris, you said we got 22 days left. I hope I get darker in the tanning beds over the next 22 days. We got 22 days left, guys. The more prep work you can put in now, thinking about and getting clarity on these things right here, when you come to Vegas, when you're in those rooms, when you get off the plane, it's not just an experience. It's not just you coming to Disneyland. It's not you just jumping in and saying, hey, I don't know what to expect, but I think I'm here to learn something. I don't know what that is, just excited to be here. Do not come to Las Vegas with that mentality and that intentionality. You guys are going to see nothing but blue items. And for those of you guys who missed it, we did an exercise earlier. You guys can go back and rewatch it. These blue items represent $5,000 to $10,000 a month opportunities. There's going to be red items all around you. Those are the $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month opportunities. and they are literally right in front of you. But if you're not coming to this mastermind with that kind of intention, then you're going to ask the wrong questions. You're going to have an opportunity to build a relationship with somebody, but because you don't have clarity on what it is you're trying to do or how big you're trying to go, the questions that you'll be asking are going to be just low-level questions. What are you doing? How's your business going? How do you love Florida? How many deals are you doing? Like, these are all terrible questions. These are all low-level questions. Get intentional. So when you get to Vegas, when you get on that plane, you already know exactly why you're here, what you're after. And I don't want you guys, we're all going to meet each other. We're all going to laugh and hug and kiss and cry and do all the things. And it's going to be amazing. We're going to have tons of fun. But I want you guys to come to Vegas with a very sniper approach. I want you guys to identify just a few things that you really need to get you to where it is you're trying to go, to really shave the learning curve off. And I want you to sniper it. I want you to talk to as many people as you can, but I want you to sniper it. So it's like, it's very intentional. You're not spending 45 minutes here, an hour here, 30 minutes here, talking to all these different people, but you never find what you're looking for because you didn't properly prepare. We're going to go over how to network. There's a lot of things we're going to go over on day one. But the more that you can prepare, the more you will get from this event. The more and better information, the more specific information you'll be able to dissect because you will come prepared. You'll ask better questions. You'll get the information you need. If you don't, you're gonna get what we have to give you, which is going to be a lot. But if you have specific or tailored things that you need answered, then let's get those things answered. But this is going to be on you to take the time over the next 22 days to understand what that looks like. That's all that I've got for you guys today. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Really excited to see everybody in Vegas. If you guys don't know, you guys can visit the website unleashandinvest.com to sign up. I can get you guys $300 off using a promo code. If you guys need that promo code, shoot me a PM or a DM. We can get you guys some money saved. But everybody, I'm looking forward to being here. I love you all. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to the House of Cards podcast with Chris James and Jesse Stanton. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and have learned something new about real estate investing. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips and tricks. And don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Until next time.